Since it's been a little while since I've made a video, I'm going to show you how I go through and set up to cut a file on my table. I'm running Linux CNC, and normally I'll just open up this file, which brings up this screen here, which is my run screen with all my settings and stuff. Once I get this on, then I actually turn my steppers on, which I have a switch down here that directly turns my table on. That way, if I have any issues with me starting this up, the motors aren't active. I have to set the switch travel in my gap. That's what I usually set it at. Enable my corner height lock, and then turn the table on, which is F1 and F2. I'm not running any limit switches on this table. Have soft limits. So basically I'll put my sheet on the table and I'll take a tape measure and I'll measure both sides, make sure it's square. That's the easiest way for me to do it. I can set up stops and all that, but why? It's just as easy to put a tape measure on there. And what I'll do is I'll go in and find my file. I keep all my cut files on a zip drive. So I could sit in the air conditioning and draw my CAD files. And this way I can bring them out here, and when I'm ready to cut, I just cut. I can draw on this computer. It's more comfortable to sit down in the air conditioning and draw. Get my run my DXF through SheetCam. And I just plug in my zip drive and cut what I need to cut. Now if I could just find what I'm cutting. Okay, I found the file, and when I open it up, it looks like that. The red lines are my soft limits for when I set my home. But basically what I'll do is I'll set my torch to the metal, which doesn't matter what's on the screen. I'll just set it at the corner of my workpiece. Once I have it set on the corner of my workpiece, I'll come here and I'll home the X-axis, and you can see how it homed the X-axis. I'll go over here to the Y, I'll home that axis. And then I'll do the same with the Z, and I'll home that axis. Now everything's on 0, and when I clear the thing, it shows it right at the corner of where I need to cut. My plasma's on. Basically, I'm ready to cut now, except for my cutting glasses, which I leave hanging back here. Everything is on and ready to go, and then I just hit play. See, it's done cutting. And you can see how the piece came up. I cut that close to the edge. And I'll just raise the torch up and get it out of the way. That's right off the table. No dross at all. Bring it outside in the light. That quality's real good. What these are for is these ornamental pieces I'm working on for a customer. And this only has a 1-inch edge there. And what I'll do is I'll set this on top, even it out. And then I'll weld it on there. I know my part's cut square, so I will square up these parts because they move to that, so it can be welded on there, and then it'll get sandblasted and powder coated. I know somebody had asked me one time, have I had any issues with the table? I guess some places they have major issues. I built this table myself, and when I'm ready to cut something, I come out here, turn it on and cut it. The only issue I ever had is with tips. You know, once the tips start getting wore, you'll start getting crappier cuts. Other than that, I haven't had any issues at all.